Hello friends, welcome back. Episode 11 or 12 or maybe actually only 10 because I've condensed a couple of days into one episode, but it's day 11 in Big Dano Plays Earthborn Rangers. Our Traveller Shaper, who I don't know if I've mentioned, but his name's Big Dog McBigDog. He's a good bloke. I was building decks before I received the game and I was just naming them random names, and this one was the one I decided to go with. Big Dog McBigDog. So yeah, cool. We're currently on day 11. So our current missions at the moment, we're going into the nest of the Reclaimers during the invasion of Reclaimers. We still don't know why the Reclaimers are there, but yes. So we'll set up for that. We're currently at the Mound of the Navigator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See if we get any good stuff. Sparrowhawk's great. Ironwool boots are also great. We don't need 2 Sparrowhawks. I'll keep Throng of Life up the sleeve, so whip out 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Couple of Versatiles and the Vaulting Rod. Alright, well the Vaulting Rod's good. Versatile, not bad. So we are going to take a slightly different bent over the next couple of days. We're just going to slow the pace down. We don't, I believe, need to rush, although this Reclaimer Seekers situation, invasion stage 1 is not ideal. If we have a look at our tracker, you can see that we are currently on day 2 after that. So if we come across a ruins, we will still have to add Reclaimers to the path deck, but we are not at 3 or 4 days, which would be ruins and forests for our trails. So if we have a look over here, we're currently in the Mound of the Navigator. And our only goal over the next 2 days is to actually get to Meadow. I want to start the next day in Meadow so that we are going to experience the festival, whatever festival it is. I think it happens on day 12. I think it's 4, 8, 12, 16. I don't know for sure because I don't really remember. I'm not going to go and read because that's called cheating. It's funny where I draw the line on cheating, isn't it? Knowledge that I could go and check at any time because I do. I choose not to do. And then stuff where I'm like, yeah, I'll just fucking change that a little bit. Should have done that differently. I'm okay with that. Good rules. Path deck, forests, and 3 of these from the basic deck. So yeah, we're just going to slow the pace down. We're in no rush. We're just going to explore this location for a bit, see if there's any friends we can help today, and then gently make our way to Stoneweaver Bridge and then Meadow. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so Mound of the Navigator, section 27. Let's go read section 27. From the pillar of rock known as the Mound of the Navigator, you can see for miles in all directions. Many centuries ago, the Estians cultivated an arboretum at the summit of the mound and carved the narrow switchback trails that lead there. As you approach, a flock of dark-feathered birds lifts to the sky, leading your eye out into the valley and to the distant mountains beyond. Search the path deck for the next feature and put it into play. Sundry brambles, how lovely. And then the lead ranger draws a path card. A Prowling Woolhund. Alrighty, well, we have a downpour. We have all of our basic stuff. We flip this over. We can spend some focus at the Mound of the Navigator to analyse things. Alrighty. So do we want the boots or do we want the rod? Are we out of water card? We are not. I can guarantee the Stoneweaver Bridge will be a water card, so I think it's worth bringing this in for that. The downside of this card, which I don't think I've spoken to too many times, because I'm playing a Shaper, I only really have 3 gear slots to include because the conduit takes 2. So this vaulting rod takes up all of my remaining slots. Now I would love to have iron wool boots and the vaulting rod, but I can't take both. So the question is, which will be more useful? I think the vaulting rod will be slightly more useful. Very good with awareness, so we're going to spend our 1 fitness to bring the vaulting rod into play. We'll spend 2 awareness to bring the Sparrowhawk into play. We'll exhaust the Sparrowhawk to put a harm on the Woolhund. And what do we want to do? Do we want to try and pluck Thornberry Brambles? No, we don't need to do that yet. What we might do is we might use the Sparrowhawk's awareness 1 to scout the path deck and see what's ahead. We'll flip a 0, which is fine. We don't have 3 or more fatigue, so we don't exhaust ourselves. So we scout the path deck. It's another Woolhund, that can go on the bottom. So we'll draw 1 path card and we get an Overgrown Thicket. Okay. Let's try and connect with the Prowling Woolhund. Spend 2. And we use this Versatile. And we use this Throng of Life. So we're committing 4 effort to connecting with the Woolhund. We roll a -1. So we add 3 progress to the Prowling Woolhund. And we go through and do the mountains. The mountain effects are discard 1 progress from this feature. We can't do that. This is if there is an active prey, there is not an active prey. So that is it. I'll then exhaust my roll to bring Throng of Life back into hand. We will spend 1 focus to remember our ranger training. We do a very poor job of that, but it's the same result on those, so we just draw Eagle Eye. Cool, unexhaust everything. At the end of the round, we will draw a card. The card that we will draw is Seen Through Cycles. And at the start of the next, after our rest, we bring a Sitka buck into play. There's animals everywhere. Wonderful animals. Alright, so the Woolhund's going to attack the Sitka buck now. So we're okay on that. So, what do we do? I think we're actually just going to use our awareness, just 1 of it, plus this Seen Through Cycles, to scout the path deck using Riri the Sparrowhawk. Alright, so we'll review this. So we get 2 effort in total. There is, if you have 3 or more fatigue, we do not. If there is an active Sitka doe, there is not. So we're going to scout 2 path cards from Riri the Sparrowhawk. 1, 2, a buck, and the Caustic Mulcher. I think we will put both of those in the bottom, and we will flip out Calypsa! Hey, Calypsa! Now's the time to help Calypsa with her mission. Are you ready? Let's go talk to Calypsa. Ranger Mentor enters play. You come across Calypsa in the middle of a field as she is teaching something to Cal Ivor. She waves you over. I've just been discussing some lessons with Cal. Care to sit in? I do care to sit in, Calypsa. Thank you. Please, let's connect. We'll spend we'll spend our Versatile and our 2 to connect with Calypsa, the Ranger Mentor. We flip a 0. That's lovely. Okay, so we are going to clear Calypsa because she has 3 progress, and we've spent 1, 2, 3. So that's a success. Sunlight, we discard 1 rain from the card and we suffer 1 fatigue. So, as you can see, I'm doing a good job at following my graphical layout. Okay. So that's from that. So the next one we come down to is here. There is not another active Sitka buck, so they don't charge each other. There is not another prowling woolhound. So we're done on those. So let's go and read about Calypsa being cleared. Alrighty, 85.3. Calypsa gestures to the field around you. As rangers, we have a responsibility to the valley, not only to our friends and neighbours, but to the valley and every living being with it. Look around us, she says, and you dutifully study the meadow. The grasses, the bushes, the insects, the birds. The valley is full of life. When we move through it, we cannot help but affect it. She takes a few steps and then gestures behind her to the grass crushed beneath her boots. That's why we should think before we act. It can often be better to observe and otherwise avoid the living things in the valley. And when we can't observe, she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small chunk of meat. She tosses it into the middle of a field. You hear a screech. An eagle swoops down, pouncing on the morsel. Calypsa smiles. It can be better to distract. Exhaust 1 non-human being in play. We will exhaust the prowling woolhound. Of course, there are a lot of beings in this valley. Sometimes there are too many to avoid or even to distract. Sometimes you have to press on, even when it's dangerous or tiring. You need to be willing to push yourself and tire yourself if you're going to get everything in a day done that you need to do. She looks at you and Cal. Perhaps a competition will teach you what I mean. Which of you can push yourselves more? Shall we find out? If you take on this challenge, it will discard your current fatigue stack. I agree. Very good. All right. Go and suffer as much fatigue as you can. Then come back in and check in with me. Whoever pushes themselves further will get a reward. Cal grins at you. I wish you all good luck. But all the luck in the world isn't going to help you beat me. Discard their fatigue stack and we attach Helping Hand, which I kept over here just in case. So we've agreed to give Calypsa a helping hand. So our goal is to get as much fatigue as possible. Oh, sounds like fun, Calypsa. And then we just go fish and we have a 30 card hand. Okay, so I think what we will do now is we will tap our roll to bring Seen Through Cycles back into hand. I think we will interact with this overgrown thicket. We are going to spend our 2 fitness to attempt to traverse the overgrown thicket. All right, so we succeed in traversing the thicket. It only requires 2, so it is discarded. We suffer 1, 2 fatigue. 1, 2. How does Calypsa know? So we just clear it with progress. Okay. All right. We've got 2 fatigue. So we don't have any left to traverse. What we can do though is, well, I don't really want to pluck the Sunbury brambles. We'll just exhaust Riri the Sparrowhawk to give another harm to the prowling woolhound. And that's down to 2 clouds now. 1, 2. And still haven't used one of my things. We'll remember our ranger training. Hey, we draw 2 cards. Let's have a look. 1, 2. We'll put the vaulting rod on the bottom. We don't need that. And we'll draw Quizzy's favourite snack. Awesome. And then, mountains, if there is an active prey, exhaust it, add progress to it, and harm to this feature, both equal to that prey's presence. 1, and 1. I think that'll be our day. We'll have a look. So everything unexhausts. We draw a card into hand. We draw Strider, Aragorn. And we get Quizzy, you little pest. Ah, Quizzy, what a pest you are. I thought we rescued you already, Quizzy. Quizzy Voss centers play. Hi, I'm Quizzy. What are you doing? Where are you going? What is that? Can I use it? Each time you answer a question, she has another one at the ready. It seems like you have a new travelling companion, at least until you can satisfy her curiosity. Well, Quizzy, I've got your snacks here. Maybe if I give you some of those, you'll piss off. Okay, so if we exhaust our roll, we can bring Shape the Earth back into hand, which we will do. Plant, insect, or gear. She's going to steal all my stuff. Can we clear her with progress? Probably. Yeah, let's try and clear her with progress. We can ask her questions about her adventures in the valley. We need to exhaust the Prowling Woolhund. So let's start by doing that. We're going to discard these iron wool boots, and we're going to spend 3 effort in total and attempt to exhaust the Prowling Woolhund. So that is done. We're good on that front. If there is an active prey, exhaust it. There is. So we're going to add another progress to that. And this Sunbury Bramble is going to disappear. It's been eaten. That's a shame. Our Sparrowhawk is going to exhaust and put another harm on the Woolhund. So we kill him next turn, or force him away, I should say. We don't kill anyone in this game. We're friends with everyone. So now we don't have to worry about anyone getting eaten. We can add 1 progress to a path card as Calypsa lends a hand, I should say. So let's add a progress to Quizzy. She's telling Quizzy to fuck off. Good one. All right, let's connect with Quizzy. There's a +1 there, which sucks, but come on, Quizzy. Oh, it's a -1. We just put 1 progress on her. Let's go and have a look at those. Active Predator, no. Active Cicado, no. Active Predator, no. So we're fine. But we only put 1 progress on Little Quizzy. I could play my Throng of Life Manifestation, which would clear Quizzy. However, at this point in time, I don't know that there is a need to. She's exhausted. What are we going to do? Yeah, we're going to go and interact with the Mound of the Navigator. We're going to do a traverse. So we're going to spend 3 efforts. So we succeed. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1 is 4. So we've successfully traversed the Mound of the Navigator. So we can leave at any time. That fatigues us for 1 with the Sitka Buck. And there is no active predators, so we're fine. Do we remember our ranger training, or do we analyse the paths ahead? I think we'll analyse the paths ahead. And we will spend a focus plus this. So we need a 2 to succeed at this. Hey, we succeed. So we've got a glint, which means we suffer that. Again, no predators. And we have a route on the location. So we've looked out over the valley thanks to the mound of the navigator. And when we travel, we get to add 2 progress to our destination for each route. That was also a fatigue. So we have 4 fatigue. I don't know what Calypso's looking for here, but we'll rest and end our day there. So the Wool Hund appears, that appears, we gain a card, Sky Whip, lovely. And an Overgrown Thicket. Cool. We can travel at any time. We're just having a nice time spending time with Calypso, Quizzy and everyone. It's lovely. Okay, we start our day with our hawk driving the Wool Hund out of here. Drives him away. We will unexhaust our roll and then exhaust our roll again to bring Seen Through Cycles back into hand. And I think we will connect with Calypso. So spend our, I don't really want to spend Throng of Life actually. Yep, I think we're just going to raw dog it and maybe we'll use our Throng of Life. So Calypso, hey, that's a great card to draw. So we get a +1, which means we clear Calypso and we get a glint and we shuffle this deck. Glorious. And it was the active predators one and there's no active predators, so great. Let's see what Calypso has to say. I do want to get rid of Quizzy as well. Come on, Quiz. What do you got to say? If Helping Hand is... Okay, you come back panting into the field and Calypso looks at you expectantly. So, how did you do? Count the total fatigue between all ranges and read the corresponding entry number. 0 to 4 fatigue. Discard Calypso and return Helping Hand to the collection. More than 4 fatigue. Oh, you get a Ranger badge. What's a Ranger badge do? I would like that. Ah well, we did our best, Calypso. If we see you again, we know what our goal is. We'll spend our single focus and we will attempt to ask Quizzy about her valley, adventures in the valley. Hey, it's a great day. 4. All right, so we suffer fatigue. Could have done it in this order from that. So Quizzy's going to clear and we're going to get 80.4 and that's pretty much it. So we're not going to have to discard a thing. So Quizzy is clearing as well. Quizzy Boss, you little pest. Clear with progress. After a non-stop barrage of questions, you're a bit surprised when Quizzy suddenly stops talking. You turn and she's standing on a rock, shielding her eyes as she looks at the sun. I would stay and help you some more, but I can't be late for dinner. See you some other time. We will get to do that, but we also get to do 80.4. You find Quizzy's questions to be as constant and regular as the sunrise, though far more frequent. Answering one buys you only a few moments before she thinks of another. However, amongst her constant and endearing patter, you know she says something of particular interest. We flip one of those, it's the crest. The heart of the swamp is gross, stinky, and full of giant worms. But I bet that if you get all the way to the very, very middle, there's stuff there, like treasure. Well, I'd like to go to the treasure place, thank you. See you, Quizzy. Each ranger soothes 2 fatigue. 1, 2. All right. We can travel, so I think we travel. Let's head over to the Stoneweaver Bridge and we'll do some fishing. and we'll have a nice time at the Stoneweaver Bridge. Let's have a look. Ravine, Stoneweaver Bridge. When we get there, we also get to add 2 progress thanks to our route that we looked out and scouted. I shall return. Okay, so the location is Stoneweaver Bridge. We have 3 of these. 1. I'm annoyed we didn't get that Ranger Badge gear reward. That would have been cool. Okay, the location. I've been doing something cool with the locations. I've been keeping ones that I've visited face up and ones that I've yet to visit face down. So, Stoneweaver Bridge. It's a great place. Everyone loves it here. Okay, travelling via the ravine. Let's go read about Stoneweaver Bridge. So it does come into play with 2 progress on it, which is very, very nice. Yeah. So this one, Stoneweaver Bridge. Where are you? What number is it? 26. There it is. Yes, everyone thinks it's very useful. The Shapers from the monastery spent several years to manifest this marvel and only finished the work last spring. I was actually involved in it. Big Dog McBig Dog. He had a great time. Alright. Search the path deck for the next feature and discard it. Tryptophyllum. You are discarded. Then the lead ranger draws 1 path card. And we draw Tryptophyllum. It's flora. We can pluck the fragile leaves. Okay, this location, believe it or not, is a water location, so we can fish. Fish the night away. And we'll draw another path card, and it is a web wall. That is an obstacle, and we do not enjoy those. Okay. So, we want to spend some time here having a look around. So let's use our Eagle Eye at a cost of 1 awareness to scout 3 path cards. The Fundamentalist is here. Cool. What is this Talus Cave? That's bats. You can shelter. There's nothing cool to explore in that. So we're going to put the web wall and the Talus Cave on the bottom, and we're going to bring out the Fundamentalist. Let's have a chat to the Fundamentalist. 86. We're not at the bowl of the sun. 86.2. Yes, he's just picking plums here at the Stoneweaver Bridge. We will clear him to ask him about his way of life. I'd like to find out about your way of life, Mr. Fundamentalist. Alright, so we're going to spend our vaulting rod to fish right now. Actually, what we might do is we're going to exhaust it to tap the web wall using a vault, and then we're going to fish using this sky whip. And our 2 to fish for 2. So we fail at fishing. How do you fail at fishing, guys? So we're definitely getting a fatigue. So it's -2. I think this could be a Throng of Life situation. We've got enough glints that it's worthwhile. So we'll instead do +1. So we are going to clear 2 fatigue and add 2 progress to a water card. So that doesn't happens first. This happens first. 2 fatigue and add to a water card. So we've cleared the Stoneweaver Bridge. Then we do that. We discard that, which means this flips. We then suffer a fatigue. There's no other yellows. We then also have to trigger a another one, so we'll choose red. There is no active predator, which is all fine. And I'll then bring Throng of Life back into hand. That cost us our focus to do that. So that goes away. Wow, this Triptypholium lets you draw ranger cards. Let's connect with our friend. We're actually going to get Quizzy's favourite snack in. It's got 2 bites, soothe fatigue equal to the number of spirit in their spirit energy pool, which is nice. Oh yeah, I think I was supposed to start the day with a story. Was I supposed to? I was, 94:10. Too busy smelling the roses that I forgot to read the story. You wake from a dream in which you were walking in a dense rainforest. There was a deafening chatter of insects, calling birds and other sounds you couldn't recognise. You remember stopping before a tree which began to grow before your very eyes, stretching towards the sky like you were observing centuries of growth in the span of a few minutes. As the tree grew wider and wider, you felt a sudden need to escape. But when you tried, you found that you could not move. You looked down to see that your feet had taken root. You were no longer human, but a Verdessian. Just before the tree consumed you, you awoke. You spend a moment contemplating your experience. You consider the possibility that it wasn't a dream at all, but instead a message from the Verdessian. If it is, you're not sure how to interpret it. Regardless, you suddenly feel very awake and very alert. I'm not going to take the benefit because that should have been about 30 minutes ago. So we want to connect with the fundamentalist. So I just played that and I exhausted him to bring it back into hand. So we'll spend that to connect with the fundamentalist. It's a yellow. Hey, hey, +1. So that's 3 progress. Oh, we cleared him in 1 hit. How good is that? Cool. So we'll go read the fundamentalist's story. What are you doing, little fundamentalist guy? What is it that you're doing? If you are on invasion, we are. Go to 86.3. You tell Tykor about the reclaimers and how they are surging into the valley. Tykor listens intently. Then you ask the question on your mind. Are the reclaimers a natural part of the environment that should be left alone, or a human creation that should be removed? Tykor strokes his grizzled chin and stares into space for a while. That's a good question, he says finally. On the one hand, these reclaimers of yours are clearly biomelds, created by our ancestors for God knows what. You could argue that removing them is no different than disassembling one of your villages so that everyone can live a hunter-gatherer lifestyle. In fact, you could even argue that removing them is just cleaning up our ancestors' mess. But humans have been a part of the ecosystem for hundreds of thousands of years. This whole ecosystem is created by humans. First, we changed it with our actions thousands of years ago. Then we change it again with the generational projects trying to change the first change. He laughs for a moment, then grows serious. Perhaps the only thing we can do to resolve, to step back from this point forward and stop meddling. That's what I'd suggest at any rate. Stop meddling, because it always leads to more meddling. Then you hear his voice quiver just a tiny bit. But I suppose that's a cold comfort to all those people the reclaimers might hurt, that it's natural. Tykor suddenly stands and begins to pack his bags without another word. In a minute, he's ready to leave with his rucksack. Unless you ask him to stay, he is clearly going to head out. Well, we choose. Have him stay and continue helping you. Remove all progress from the fundamentalist and move him. Are you going to do anything else for us, mate? Or should we just get rid of you? He does reduce the presence of other beings, which is cool. Yeah, we'll just let him go. Off you go, buddy. Thanks for your help. Okay, we'll end the round. We'll unexhaust there. We will put 2 cloud tokens on this Gathering Storm. We'll gain all of our stuff back, and then we get to do something cool, which is this says you may choose a path card to remain exhausted. So that web wall is doing nothing. It's an obstacle. But yeah, aside from that, we're fine. All right, so we draw a card. Our trowel. Perfect. And we draw a path card. And it is Ren Kobo. My man. Give me some more stuff, Ren. So we know what he wants. He just wants to trade with us, but we'll exhaust the Prodigy of the Floating Tower to bring that Throng back into play. I think we're going to play another Eagle Eye at a cost of 1. So we flip out 1, 2, 3. A Fraying Rope Bridge. I don't like any of those, and some spiders. Get out of here, spiders. You can get lost. We have bats. Cool. There's 2 bats. Bats, bats. All right, well, our Sparrowhawk will attack the bats. She attacks 1, good work, Sparrowhawk. We'll use one of Quizzy's morsels. Nom 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 nom. And we will gain these 2 cards back. Whoa, it's just a bonanza. What do we want to do? I think we would like to well, we don't need to worry about the bats. Shape the earth, we don't need to do. I'd like to put my trowel in, so we're going to spend our 2 fitness to bring in our trowel, which is nice. We can strike out with our gardening tool, or we can tend to the local plants. How nice. Let's try and connect with Ren Kobo. We'll spend 2. We flip a -1. So we put 1 progress on Ren. And then we add 1 progress to the location as Ren shares his roots with you. Thank you, Ren. It's very nice of you. Do we shelter in the storm? To discard 1 rain from this card. Yep, we'll shelter in the storm. We flip a -2. Boo. So we successfully do not shelter in the storm. Do we play Throng of Life? We can't play Throng of Life on that. There is not an active predator. We have 2 awareness left. So we could survey the land ahead with our Sparrowhawk. Or we could Sky Whip someone. Do we want to Sky Whip someone? No. I don't think we'll survey the land ahead. I think we'll just take a card into hand. We'll rest. Boom, boom, boom. Unexhausts. We have a pouring rain again. The Sparrowhawk unexhausts. Thanks to this, we will keep that exhausted and we will flip Loose Boulders. Alright, that one's bad. So we need to clear that by having our token on it. Okay. So, Sparrowhawk will eat the bats. Num 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 num. And so then we can interact with the Loose Boulders So we will spend our focus and our bold to precariously inch our way forward. All right. We succeed, which is awesome. So we discard a rain cloud from the rain pour and we suffer a fatigue. We clear that thanks to inching our way precariously along, which is good. And Wren adds another progress to the location. 6 progress on the Stoneweaver Bridge. That's discarded. We'll unexhaust to bring Seen Through Cycles back into hand, or exhaust I should say. And we'll connect with Ren Kobo. Compassionately connect with Ren Kobo. We'll spend all of our spirit. +1. Ren Kobo is cleared. He's cleared with alacrity. Let's see what he's got to say. I think he just would like to trade some gear with us. Haven't you, Ren Kobo? Go back to your market, buddy. Clear with progress. Each ranger may return a gear from their hand to the collection. If they do, choose a starting gear and add it to their hand. So the only gear card I have in hand right now is nothing, so we can't do anything. So we soothe 2 fatigue. We pick up Shape the Earth. There's one more path card in there, so I would like to see what that is. Let's spend 3 of these to use the survey ability, which is 4, but we do suffer a fatigue. So we survey 4 path cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's quiet. Oh dear. So I think we'll put those all on the bottom. We'll bring this Talus Cave here. It's not an obstacle. So we will travel away from this location. And if we go over here, you can see we're at Stoneweaver Bridge. We do have the option of travelling up here to Greenbrier Knoll. Let's do that. We've still got plenty of cards in hand, so we'll go up to the Greenbrier Knoll. I don't know if I've been there. Let's have a look. Alright, so we ended the day, which means we do draw a card into hand, which is another of Quizzy's snacks. We've got cards galore. We're going to create our path deck. It is once again a non-pivotal location, the Greenbrier Knoll. It is a ruin. So this is the first time I have been to a ruin. And so that means we will include the 3 Reclaimer Seekers. One, 2, 3. Interesting. Don't know if we get any benefit from clearing those or if they're just all bad. So let's read the story of Greenbrier Knoll 24. If Jarus Willful Youth is in play, I don't think he's in play, otherwise read. The head-high grass makes it impossible to spot the knoll until the ground slopes upwards and you begin to climb a gentle grade. As you finish your ascent, you find yourself on a hilltop. At the summit, you find a dais of time-worn and lichen-crusted stone with narrow threads of metal weaving through it. You can see the dulled and patinaed threads. Patinated. Is that the correct term, is it? There you go. Form distinct patterns. The mark of the Estians. Cool. Alright, so as you can see, the lead ranger draw 1 challenge card. It is a crest, so we scout 3 path cards. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to drop all 3 of those in the bottom. And we're going to draw 2 path cards. Spider and Sil Belai, artist. Never met you, Sil, but I'd love to help you do whatever you're doing. She's friendly. She's pretty. She's painting. I love you. So we'll read about her, 82, but this skittish Opilion. There is no hazard in play. Shuffle this being into the path deck. That's nice. If you have 3 or more fatigue, exhaust this being. That's less nice. Okay, so that is our day. Ooh, Scout 1 challenge card. Oh, you just suffer fatigue from being on this place sometimes. All right, and now at the start of the day, we draw a card, and it is Ren Kobo's back. Oh, Ren. He's following me everywhere, that guy. He's an A-grade pest. Okay. Well, fortunately, our Sparrowhawk is very good at getting rid of spiders. She attacks him, and he's almost gone. He's only 1 presence, so I'm not too worried about him. Let's also strike him with our trowel, I think. So we'll discard 2 fitness and Quizzy's favourite snack, which means we can't fail to add 1 harm. So we successfully add 1 harm, so we get rid of this skittish Opilion. Oh, that's exhausted, but it doesn't matter. Let's go read, I just remember, we've got to read Sil Belai. Sil Belai. Cool, I've never met her. Where are you, Sil Belai? What are you doing? 82.2. As you follow the path, you see a woman perched on a rock a few meters above the trail. She sees you at the same time and waves. Hello, she calls out. You ask her what she's doing and she gestures at her easel. I'm trying to paint as much of the valley as I can. This view is beautiful, but I could use a person in it to help with scale. Do you think you could stand right there? Now try and look adventurous. Clear Sil with progress to help her paint her painting. Is this a mountain? It's a field. There's mountains in the background. Where were we just at? We were just at Stoneweaver Bridge. Was it a mountain? I don't think it was it? No. Is there anywhere connected to Greenbrier Knoll that's a mountain? Probably not. Maybe she wants to be taken to a mountain. We can pose heroically to add 4 progress to this being. Well, if there's one thing I know how to do, it's heroically pose. If you fail, suffer fatigue as you pull something. No, we'll do that. We'll heroically pose. 1, 2, 3. Heroic! It's a -1, but that is enough to succeed. So we add 4 progress to Sil Belai. I love it. Clear Sil with progress to help her finish her painting. $82.6 and done. I love your cloak. Such a nice colour. She takes a step back and appraises her work. You know, I can't help but think that this would look even more heroic if you were posed on a mountain with a sweeping view of the valley behind you. I don't suppose you'd be willing to accompany me to the top of a mountain and pose there for me. What do you think? We have enough to maybe get to 1 location away. And I don't see any locations nearby that are going to result in us being at a mountain location. So I can't see us getting this painting done today. Not today, Sil. We'll catch you another day. So we discard her and we soothe the fatigue. Well, we definitely need to... Oh, we have to do this thing too. Did we have that happen? No, not yet, but we will soon. We will rest. We'll unexhaust. Unexhaust. We'll bring out a Tripfallion. We can get out of here pretty quickly, I think. So let's do that. Let's use our Strider 2. We'll flip this. It's +1 fitness, so we clear the location. We scout a challenge card. If it has another crest, troubling visions. No. Okay, so I don't think we have to trigger that. So scout just means look at it and put it on top of the deck. Ah, that's interesting. Good to know. Okay, well, we've cleared the location. Ren Kobo's with us. What are you going to do, Ren Kobo? Do we want to finish? This has been a glorious day. Look at how many glints I've got on my thing. I can just pretty much do whatever I want. The Mound of the Navigator definitely has mountain. I reckon I could get back there. It doesn't matter because I discarded her. No, let's do it. Let's try and do it. That'd be a bit of fun. I'm going to try and paint a painting. So that one goes back down here because that was the only one that I took. All right, so we can travel away right now. So we're going to do that. We're going to travel back to Stoneweaver Bridge. And Ren Kobo is going to come with us because I think he might help us. Good news though, we're not going to have to include those Reclaimer Seekers, which is good. Oh my god, we had old bloody clicker. Those two stay with us, cool. All right, so the Reclaimer Seekers are not joining us because we're going to Stoneweaver Bridge, which is a water and trail. We are going to shuffle these. We're going to add 3 more. So we just want to get off Stoneweaver Bridge quickly and back up to the Mound of the Navigator, which is almost certainly a mountain. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Arrival setup, search the path deck for the next feature and discard it. Oh, Ben Armand. There it is, the Talus Cave is discarded. Okay, so then the lead ranger draws a path card and he draws Triptyfolium. And then we end our day, we draw a Reverb Locket and we draw a path card. It's bats. We've got friends everywhere. Friends everywhere. All right. So we just want to leave here. That's all we want to do. If there is an active prey, exhaust it. So we've got our fatigue management, right? So maybe we just we know a sun is coming and we know that it was, actually I'll just look at it. Yeah, -1 and -1. So if I just interact with the location, spend those 2 and this, we know that we're going to get 2 progress here. And then we're also going to get 1 progress from Ren Kobo. We will suffer 2 fatigue. However, we have a snack that Quizzy's given us, so we can eat it and we'll get those 2 cards into hand. Let's do that. We'll discard that. We'll spend that. That happens. We suffer a fatigue from this. We suffer 2 fatigue from that. Then we draw those 2 into hand from Quizzy's favourite snack. Done. We've got 3 progress on the location. We will immediately leave and end the day. Oh, I've only got 1 card in hand. Okay. There's nothing else I want to do. Yeah. So Quizzy Snack goes away. Got our trowel. Did I exhaust that to bring that back, the card back into hand? I don't think I did, so I'll just bring that back into hand. End the day. Would have been nice to see you, Ben, but wasn't to be. Ura's looking for Quizzy again. All right, Mound of the Navigator. Now we just have to hope that my knowledge was correct. Mound of the Navigator. It's a mountain. Cool. So I think what that means we have to do now is clear Sill with progress at that location. So 1, 2, 3. We've been here to the Mound of the Navigator before. We know it's a nice place. Search the path deck for the next feature and put it into play. Old Bloody Clicker is not a feature. A web wall is a feature. I've made a terrible mistake. A Ranger Cache. Ooh. Okay. So the web wall, we're just going to get rid of using Shape the Earth. We have Glints to burn, which is a very nice situation to be in. Okay, so yeah, I just want to clear that right now. So we're going to spend our 2 thingy and Shape the Earth with a Glint. I don't think I drew a card actually. That helps. So we put a progress here and a progress here. Web wall goes away. We will connect with Sill using that, that, and that. And that will allow us to absolutely guarantee it. We successfully connect with Sill. There is no active predator. There is no active predator. Let's see if that is enough to clear Sill. Clear. If Helping Hand is attached to Sill and you are at a mountain, go to 82.3. With a triumphant flourish, Sill adds a final stroke, looks at her canvas and then back at the scene. She thinks for a moment and then leans back with a deep and satisfied sigh. I love it. She looks at you. Thank you so much. Oh, she exclaims and rummages around in her rucksack. I want you to have something. She pulls out a well-used sketchbook and hands it to you. Drawings of flora and fauna from all over the valley from when I was just starting out. There are a few blank pages left. I think you should be the one to fill them. See you next, masterpiece. She winks at you and then begins to pack away her supplies. Oh. So we gain the Skills Sketchbook reward card. So this is the Ranger badge that I would have got. Ready your roll. It's a free ready of your roll. That's pretty good. It's just an attachment. That's nice. Sill's Sketchbook. This is another thing that I can't use. I'm going to be very upset. Umbra's Shadow. Finally, sketchbook, something I can use. So those go there. We haven't exhausted our roll yet. Exhaust the path cards with presence X. Ah, you can do drawings. Yeah, interesting. I like the icons though. That's very good. Okay, let's get out of here. Awareness. plus that, so we'll spend 3. So we successfully move our ranger token to the cache. You may search your deck for a gear to equip it. I could equip Artel's vaulting rod. I am okay. Clear. Each ranger shuffles 2 cards from their discard into their deck. We've just picked ourselves up an extra bit of time. Maybe we will get to the thing. Strider. All right, we'll rest. Boom, boom, boom. A little skittish Opilion. Oh, that goes away. Thanks, Sil. I had a great time spending time with you. Okay, so we draw the vaulting rod, the only one that wasn't interact with the thing, and that's it. So we're going to have to exhaust that guy, and then we're going to have to traverse the location. So we exhaust the skittish Opilion, or do we just try and whip him out of here? We've got plenty of stuff. Let's whip that good. We'll just spend 2 of our awareness to sky whip him and a manifestation. We successfully sky whip him. We do suffer a fatigue, which is not good. So he gets whipped away. He suffers 1 harm, and then our Sparrowhawk bites him in the face. We will then traverse the location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 0. So we successfully traverse. We will travel back here to Stoneweaver Bridge. Before we do that though, we will exhaust our roll. To bring a card back into hand, which will just be Touch of the Verdescent. And then do we try and add a route to this location? I think we do. So we'll spend those 2 and that to try and add a route. We just don't want to see a sun. We did it. We added a route to the location. So we will now travel. We'll travel all the way over with Renkobo back to the lovely Stoneweaver Bridge. There's a route on it, so we start with 2 focus. I think we're going to be able to do this, you know. We don't need to draw any more cards to clear this location. The Arcology Sinkhole, old bloody clicker, was very, very bad. Sil and the Ranger Cache. All right. I'm very dumb. I did all that without the thing on the right spot. That's dumb. Oh well. 1, 2, 3. It was glorious. Oh, I was not supposed to look at that. That's a bad collection of dudes. Let's hope we don't see one of them. But it actually doesn't matter, because we don't need to do a test to succeed. So our day ends, or sorry, our turn ends. We travel to the bridge. It's 26. Search the path deck for the next feature and discard it. So that Triptalium is discarded. And then we draw Old Bloody Clicker. That card comes into hand. On our turn, we play 2 Spirit to shape the earth. We add 1 progress to each feature and location. Oh, we still have to draw another path card, actually. The Fundamentalist. Good work, buddy. And that's it, because that now has 3 progress on the location. So we are going to travel to Meadow and start our day having a festival. Woo! I really enjoyed that day. I think that's my favourite day that I've experienced in this game. And I feel like it was all because I slowed down to smell the roses. And I didn't try and rush our mission. We'll get to the alluvial ruins. It'll take some time, but we'll get there. Meadow. Ren Kobo's coming with us? No, he's not. We're ending the day, so he's out of here. What a fun day. We'll just quickly look at this again. Yeah, so Stoneweaver Bridge to Meadow. We're using the grassland set and the Meadow, which is our first time at a pivotal location for a long time. So I hope I remembered right. Let's go see, actually. Let's go see. No, that's it. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Looking forward to it. We'll start the day in Meadow. Nailed it. I'll see you then. Big Tenno out.